Pisces, let's get into your collective reading. I was about to get onto like some spiritual ramble, but I wanna get started here. Oh, that's because enough dilly-dally, someone said in the chat. That beautiful someone is Galaxy. Thank you for the gifted subs earlier. I really do appreciate that. Helps keep the stream going. Helps keep the tarot going. Guess we'll just start with this one. Let's get a clear, honest message for Galaxy. Not Galaxy. You are a Pisces, though. Were you the one that was voting? I don't think I can see who can vote. Can I? I just thought you were the only one here who could vote. For context for the video, people, if you are watching these readings live, you get to vote for which reading goes first. Where did it go? Oh. There it is. Also, give me a second. I also just want to like make sure, because we were dilly-dallying just a teeny bit. It's for all of Pisces, but at the same time, this is where I do want to also bring up a topic of you can relate to people. Like, it's okay to relate to somebody, even if it's not your reading. Like, if you're a fire sign and you're watching this, you sit here and I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of feel like I've been through something like that. Not like you're going through it currently, but you felt like you've been, like, feeling how maybe someone in the reading is picking up on how they're feeling. There's absolutely nothing wrong with relating to that. I think that's a big topic that needs to be discussed, but it also needs to be discussed with the topic of, like, discernment. Which, let me know if you guys would just want me to do my tarot teachings here on stream. I think that would be a really cool way for me to understand at least the questions my community has, and I can't edit videos like I could before. I kind of lost my editing software, so we're gonna have to figure that out, and it's been on the back burner for a while. Oh, was that? Does anyone recognize that symbol? Oh, hello. Does anyone recognize that symbol? Oh, Pisces. Oh, Pisces, that is you. The moon card, with the star on the bottom of the deck. Starting out, we have the Devil reversed, Two of Swords, and the Moon reversed. Don't get too scared of the Devil here. Actually, I feel like this whole reading's gonna be really deciphering what the Devil card actually means. And I think anytime we talk about the Devil, like, this is something, I watch a lot of true crime, so I've seen a lot of, like, body cam videos of, like, people who are very mentally ill, and they have all of these claims of demons and the devils inside them and making them do things, and, like, not super, super common, but just, like, it happens, and it has happened, and there are a lot of emotions and energies that are tied up so complexly, like, negatively in us, that it literally feels like we don't know how else to describe it, but the devil or, like, demons inside of us. And I feel like even some people of my generation, I know I'm 25 years old, but I am Gen Z technically. I was born in 1999. Apparently that's Gen Z. So Um, it's just, I have to clarify that because some people think Gen Z is like 14 years old, and I'm like, I'm 25. That's Gen Alpha, is the 14, 15-year-olds. Just to clarify. But there's always jokes in the Gen Z generation of like, my demons inside of me. Like, it's things we joke about, but it's like, let's think about this as energy. Don't think about it as like an actual thing like attacking you. I think the concept right now is to, let's just have a hypothetical, play pretend if you will with me, and say these demons are essentially like negative balls of energy, or like dusts of energy that just kind of like feel like you're walking through either mud or like a really like cloudy, foggy, dark like blizzard or like sandstorm almost. This is the devil energies. I feel like people are too quick to call it devil energies, and there's no explanation to that. It's genuine, like, the belief of holding on to either certain hardships, traumas, just like ways of being of like, oh, we have to rough this storm. Like we can't find shelter. Like, oh, shelter's right there, but no, we have to stay out here, kind of a thing. That's sort of the devil energy I'm talking about. We're gonna get back to this because obviously we have another deck to clarify. Welcome to the stream, and I hope you're having a good day or night or wherever you are. Yes, we love this tarot deck. Someone is saying that they were saying ooh to this hermetic tarot deck, which when this is on YouTube, I believe there is somewhere in the description a link to my website, and that has all of my tarot decks. There's a whole big list of them. It's not all of them, but it's all of them that I do readings with here on my just various content pages. Moving on to the Two of Swords, the Moon Reversed. The Moon Reversed is giving me this, like, you yourself, the Pisces journey collective energy, is in this upside down hermit hangman journey. When I say hermit and hangman, those are different tarot cards for anyone who doesn't know. The idea that you feel like everything is upside down, and it's kind of like, oh, well, I just gotta like accept this is all upside down, and it is what it is. There's so much energy of like, this is supposed to happen. We're gonna get like really cryptic here, and then I'm gonna kind of translate and decipher it, so we can discuss this in layman's terms, because I know tarot can be a little complex here. The upside down kind of hermit journey is such like a self-discovery journey that you need to just not know what the fuck's going on. Like, everything has to look confusing for you. And in one way, what this energy is kind of like either straying towards, or like maybe there's it's almost like the Two of Swords is bringing up the indecision of, I don't know what to do, and then it's like, well, since I don't know what to do, I might as well just accept that I don't know what to do, kind of a thing. Hold on. Sorry. The moon, when it comes to the moon card in general tarot terms, there's certain energies of the path, like, that the moon shines a light on. Tarot and its journey, the Fool's Journey in tarot, discusses the moon card in a way that there's a full moon that lights up this path, but on either sides of like the edges of the path is like this giant forest, but you can see the path in front of you. It's more of like you won't be able to see what's like in the forest and under like the dark like heavy brush of the trees, bushes, and just various things. And it's almost like having this ideal focus on, it's like not like the edge of the path, it's like the edge of the horizon of the path. Like there's like this focus and like tunnel vision on like sort of like how do I explain this? Trying to find something that could like explain it. It's more of if you see just like imagine a gravel path in front of you, and it kind of has like a little like small hills, but then towards the like edge of the horizon you see it kind of like taper off, and you see that little kind of end of the path, but it's just like the horizon of it. And I feel like that's the thing that you're following. Oh, you don't even realize. There's so much, you don't even realize what you're doing. Okay. Okay. So, we're gonna get really spiritual for anyone who is not, this is so intriguing. Okay. You don't need to get all the fancy rocks and incense and tarot cards and books and whatnot to live a genuine, intuitive, spiritual life. There are so many things that keep people like intuitive, spiritual, and in tune with their own sense of self and their own nature that aren't spiritual acts. They just bring in good energy for themselves and the future that they desire for themselves. And it could literally be like fucking Tony Hawk skateboarding, and him just going out, taking walks, and making sure his health is in tune, and he's drinking water, eating good, and all that stuff, and then goes out and skateboards. It's not much of a spiritual life. He doesn't have fancy rocks and shit, but he's taking care of himself and at least keeping in balance of like what feels good for him and feels good for like his mind, body, and soul. And I'm just thought of him as an example because it's something so mundane that you just don't even think about how that dude lived his life. Like, he lived his life, and he's still living his fucking life to the fullest. And I think he's just enjoying probably being a father right now and doesn't mind like the small retirement, but like you can only do so much for so long. I feel like there's always a point where life gets busy, especially when you have kids and you're like just trying to at least make sure you still have your own sense of life, because he's not that old. It's one of those, like, I feel like he's a good example because for anyone who doesn't know, when he kind of like retired, I felt like people could tell he took it hard, and he even was like emotional like his last time skating, but there was like so many other things going on in his life that it was more of just, hey, this isn't the last time, but this is like his send-off of like, you're not really gonna see him do it as much as like we once really saw him like on TV or anywhere. Like, he was probably posting on social media and doing collaborations with a bunch of shit. Like, he's just probably sitting back just living an average life right now, living off the money he definitely fucking made a shit ton of. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is the mundane lifestyle doesn't have to be ignored as, oh, well, like, he's not this crazy spiritual, not being, but like spiritual person that's like super in tune with all of the rocks. He's just in tune with himself. And I think there's so many other, like, not just celebrities, but people that we even see and recognize in our own lives that just live like spiritual lives without being spiritual. And like, I don't know. There's one way I can explain it other, like, it feels like someone, like someone's grandma, that they just have all the, like, wisest advice, and they make all of these fancy foods, desserts, and then are, like, out in the yard doing their own work, and you're like, how are you this old doing all this stuff and know all these things and working this damn hard and you're still healthy? And it's just because they, like, usually they have some crazy stories, because people who live, I think, a naturally attuned lifestyle. When I say that, I mean, like, when they feel naturally attuned to, hey, I want to do these things, I'm gonna fucking do them. If we have to wait, if we have to sacrifice some things, that's alright, but, like, definitely, ooh, there's always a moment in choosing yourself. I think the key thing about, like, people who just do what they want to do is I want to say that very lightly, take that with a grain of salt. They choose themselves. There's an essence of being able to walk away from, hey, I'm gonna feel this X, Y, and Z thing about it, or this thing may be, like, slightly difficult, but it at least gets you, I feel like, the freedom you want. There's, I think, a sense of freedom Pisces really is trying to unlock here, and this is where, okay, this is where shit's gonna get confusing, because clarifying the Devil card is the Six of Swords, the Death, and it's the Six of Swords reversed, the Death card, and the Nine of Cups reversed. So, this is, I see the indecision of, where do you want your life to go? You have left behind indecision on, hey, you know, maybe we should actually choose ourselves here, but where do we go from there? There's so many things that I think just essentially, like, confuse us and stray us from how do we transform all that we have and all that we know and all that we feel like we desire into something that actually is, like, fruitful and you can bear the fruit from, essentially. Like, you can enjoy even, like, memories with other people and share this abundance and these goals and achievements with other people. It's almost like you don't want your hard work in this transformation to be for fucking nothing. And I don't fucking blame you, because that shit is so hurtful on the soul when it comes to, like, everyone. Whenever we watch movies and we see even, like, a villain that, like, has a really good character arc and all their, like, work seems, like, somewhat justifiable, but you're still like, damn, that's some fucked up shit they're doing, because they gotta be the villain. But then at, like, the end, it was some crazy situation of it was all for nothing, and anyone would just be, like, hurt in that situation. And I think there's this, like, you don't want this ship to crash. Six of Swords, sailing on into the Death card, which is, the Death is like a cocoon, almost like a metamorphosis. Forget the word now. God damn it. Transformation. You don't want your ship to crash there in this. I think it's even like the metaphor of a cocoon is like, you understand you gotta build this cocoon, but you don't know where is best to build this, because that's where I think you're like, oh, well, what if it gets knocked down, and what if it, like, gets, like, stepped on or something, like, bad happens to it. There's an essence of being careful. of how you treat this, because you want it to be something you gain enjoyment in. And I think this is where there's small senses of younger versions of yourself, like, expressing themselves. And this could be any, like, younger version of yourself. And I think this is, like, a moment to just enjoy that you have a chance to express it. Because this Page of Wands is very, like, you know what? Fine. It kind of gives me the, you know what? Fine. We don't know what choice to pick, so we're just going to go with what we feel. Because the Page of Wands is very, like, energetic in the, I'm going to go either play with Legos, or I am, I am a 60 to 70-year-old grandma, and I'm going to go to EDC for my first time ever. That actually happened. Someone brought their grandma to EDC, this past EDC, and I was like, are you kidding me? It was so cute, too. They had like, little headphones for her and stuff. Oh no, I fucked it up. It's gonna be all different ways. My bad. Okay, there we go. Any hoots. What do we have for the Two of Swords here? Someone really took their grandma to EDC. 2024 EDC. Ooh. The Magician reversed. If you don't believe me, look it up. Use the Googles. I think this is where the indecision of, like, I want to feel young and experience things I didn't get to experience, but how do I do that? You gotta work with your past, present, and future self, and you gotta work with what actually protects these things, not just, like, creates them. But I think the Three of Pentacles and the Pentacles in this tarot deck are, like, shields. So I always see this as, like, you are creating something that is going to not only, like, build something beautiful and creative, but also it protects a sense of self. It's not a physical thing you're protecting. It's, like, it's an emotion that it protects. It protects your, like, I guess, inner child, you could say. And I think this is where this, like, woe is me feeling starts to, like, wash away. Because I think there's always this feeling humans have of, oh, I have to say I'm fine because I don't want to sound like this whole situation is like a woe is me thing. You don't want, I feel like for most people who feel, I think, have a strong sense of self, don't want to feel pitied when they're trying to figure themselves out. It's like, hey, you don't know what kind of emotional care I need, which is fine. And I think this is where that indecision has been, like, really, like, hard to decipher, because it's something so complex and complicated that it's like, if you want to do something fun for your own reason and you don't want to explain it to anyone but yourself, you don't have to. You just tell people, hey, I'm enjoying this for me. It's a long story and it would take me too long to explain it, but just know I'm having fun and this is a great time, and just, like, whatever you are enjoying in the moment kind of a thing. Like, I feel like someone is, like, out at a club and they're with their friends and their friend notices that they're not really talking too much, but, like, your body language is still, like, you're having a good time kind of a thing, but you're not really, like, hanging with everyone. Like, it's almost like you're still a part of the group, but you're kind of straying off and doing your own thing, but you're still also, like, hanging out with those people. It's not like you're purposely isolating yourself. You just find yourself, like, I'm gonna go out on the dance floor while everyone's eating their snacks kind of a thing. And then you go and eat your snacks while everyone's on the dance floor, but then at some point you all, like, sit down and, like, start talking. Like, that's kind of the example I can give, roughly. Very roughly. Please use that, and if it makes sense in your own way with whatever scenario is going on for you, let it make sense. If it doesn't make sense, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. The idea of enjoying things for yourself may throw some people off, but it's also just like these are the ones that care about you. There's an essence of protecting that sense of self in, hey, I don't really feel like explaining myself and all this stuff. You don't have to explain your whole self. But as long as you're communicating that to your friends and the people that like care about you and that are at least checking in on you, I think that is a key to this confusing like nature of yourself currently, because there's a lot of confusing senses of self. The moon reversed. What do we have for the moon reversed? Nine of Wands. Ooh, I haven't seen this card in a long time. Look at this. That is cool. Nine of Wands is a big card of reconciliation. And I think this is where I really want to preface this off. When we reconcile with emotions, mentalities, thoughts, patterns in our minds, in our mind space, I guess I was wanting to say. I don't know why I said minds. You are essentially looking at yourself and saying, how can I either scrap this thing and start new, do this thing better, or maybe do 3 of those things in one task? There's so much of not just how I can do better so I can have fun with my younger self, because I think you have a goal in mind of, I kind of want to go do this stuff. How can I wrap this up? How can we speed this up a little bit? Just a wee bit. How can we get past, we gotta, bear the storm that's coming, whether it's the storm of our mind, body, soul, or just, let's say, like, you just had a really, like, long, busy day at work kind of a thing. You're like, all right, we gotta bear through that, but I gotta go do this thing, so how can we make this work, in a way that's comfortable? I think this is the key thing that is very important, which is very, Six of Cups reversed on the bottom of the deck. Clarifying the moon card is the Nine of Wands, Five of Pentacles reversed, and then the Strength card. You need to feel comfortable in what you're doing. This isn't a want, this is a need, because some people forget that finding your comfort zone in certain things is finding your strength. You understand your weaknesses, but at the same time, you need to understand what makes you comfortable, because at that point, you will find your strengths. I think at this point, right now, it's been confusing because all of your strengths not necessarily feel like they've been used for the wrong reason, but it's almost like it feels like energy that was put into the wrong, like, tasks. Does that make sense? Like, it's not anything like bad. I don't necessarily think. Hold on. Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck is a big card that talks about the past, but sometimes it talks about the past and the things that we like miss and we enjoy. So that's where it's kind of like, damn, maybe I could have enjoyed both of these things, and you spent all this time trying to fight for time when you could have been enjoying both at the same time, and it's kind of like that could have been it. Like, could have just called it a day. But it feels like you don't want to burden yourself with the, coulda, woulda, shouldas feelings. You need to understand everything that you are feeling, every aspect of this that is, I don't want to feel like shit about myself anymore when it comes to these thoughts. that is the step in the healing process that is so crucial. And you need to understand that it's healing a part of you. All of these feelings within you, when it comes to the star card, has been healing little bits and bobs, little nooks and crannies, and every so often, one thing at a time. It's a different kind of domino effect that starts to fall. A domino of, hey, we understand ourselves and we are starting to, I don't like to call it like spiraling into yourself, because some people think it also just sounds very like you're spiraling out of control, but no, it's like you understand this cycle of yourself, the cycle of your own emotions, the cycle of just your own body, and the rhythm of your own soul at that point. That's where it becomes very cryptic. And I feel like this is a reading where like you're only going to understand the cryptic shit that resonates for you and you understand, because you are in this healing journey and process at a time that is like, I think only a tarot reader can really understand and explain it. Other than that, a really good like therapist or psychologist or somebody, or even, I don't know, a philosopher for some random reason. But it's more of, I'm not saying that no one else can explain it. I'm just saying, trust your gut, trust your soul, because it's been leading you this whole time. Everything you've been feeling has been you yourself leading, just guiding and leading you to yourself. Spiraling into this cocoon of yourself to essentially like, it feels like someone's like incubating in their own soul. It's just like a little like cocoon. I'm just gonna sit here and I'll be birthed into a beautiful butterfly or a beautiful moth. There's some moths out there that have some beautiful wings. I don't even know how they can like have those like crazy, the way moth wings work sometimes, like they like grow in like the first like hour or so once they're like out of the cocoon, and that's just like such a pretty beautiful process to watch sometimes. I don't think it's like some bugs still kind of like give me my body just like cringes. I uncontrollably sometimes, but like moths, I think I can maybe like let a moth crawl on me. It just has to be pretty. I'm silly like that. But oh, thank you, dryer. I was just about to say that is all I have for you, but I don't know if you can hear the beeping in the background. We are doing some laundry. So the dryer's done, we're done, and thank you for being here, Pisces. If you are watching this live on Twitch, we are not ending yet. We are basically recording these readings for YouTube, and if you're watching on YouTube in the future, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.